What's up, everybody? My name is Amy, and this is the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast.
Put your way that you're sitting on top of the world.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. My name is Amy. Welcome to my show. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It has gotten cold again here in Arkansas. It's just back and forth, and I am so tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I haven't been doing very well lately. And I'm not telling you all this. It's snowing in Ohio. Just please, Audrey, do not send it my way. Please don't send it my way. I live so far out in the sticks that I can't even make it to the one little store that we have out here in my little community. This road is so long and hilly and curvy. And it's also, too far to even walk. So, yeah, and if I lose power out here, I would literally have to call the Cox Army to come and rescue me, because, and we do lose power out here a lot. We really do. And, yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to get stranded way the hell out here. I've been fortunate so far. We did have a big snow. We got like 2 feet. Year before last, I think. I don't remember. All I can tell you is it snowed in February, and I spent Valentine's Day with the one and only Fred G. Sanford. That's right. Junkman Fred Sanford. I had bought myself the box set of all 5 seasons of Sanford and Son. And so that is how I spent like the week of Valentine's Day, was binge watching my box set that I had bought myself for Christmas of Sanford and Son, And God, I miss those days. I miss those days of growing up on those funny shows and funny sitcoms and stuff, and and you couldn't dare put Sanford and Son on mainstream TV now. Oh my Lord, the PC police would shut you down for it now. But yeah, I have a lot of box sets of all those old favorite shows of mine: Different Strokes, Facts of Life, all 10 seasons of Beverly Hills 90210, all 10 seasons of CSI, What's Happening, Good Times. I have most all of the. I have up until season 4 of Good Times, and season 4 is when James left the show, and it just wasn't the same after the man who played James, the father, left the show. Hey, to you, how are you? Did you Sanford was so good though. I laughed so much. Oh, I know it. And and the Jeffersons, I was never offended as a white person when when George would call their friends, the couple that were the white man and the black woman were married, and I never got offended by him calling him a honky. I thought it was funny. So, I a lot of things that offend people these days don't necessarily offend me. People have forgotten about comedy and humor and things like that, and everybody's just so serious. But there's a time to be serious, and there's a time to not be serious. And true crime for me is a serious subject. It's my passion, to follow cases and to study cases and to report on cases and all that. It's just a genre that I'm very passionate about, as warped as it may seem, actually, because sometimes it seems a little warped. Too much controversy these days, no doubt. But lately, well, not lately, this is something that's been going on for a long time with me, something that's been bothering me for a long time, and I have good days, I have bad days with it. A lot of y'all know that I battle mental illness. I battle clinical depression. And, that's just not a fun thing to have to battle. And with my type of mental illness, one of the things that is a problem is the way I think. And it's sorry y'all, I'm gonna make a little racket here. It's the way I think is something that has been brainwashed into me. I've been brainwashed basically to think that way ever since I was a kid. And continuing the continuance in life has just and things that have happened and gone on has just caused even more brainwashing. for me. So you have to understand that people like me don't think the same way as other people do. We don't view things the way other people do. It's just it's a tough battle. But is it because of my mental illness that I view things or feel a certain way about things? Or is it just the plain old fucking truth? Is it just the plain old fucking truth? So I'm going to ask the question, is the reason why I can't seem to build a successful podcast here on YouTube because people just simply don't like me? Or because I'm, hey Debs, how are you? Or is it because I'm buried under so much trash in this community? My channel gets buried so far underneath the trash that it's like trying to swim upstream. You know, it's just I'm battling to stay afloat. And you know, and I view it as though sort of like, you know, don't get me wrong. I am very, very thankful for all of you who support me. It means the world to me. I'm not here to make money. I'm not a tragedy pimp, as you know, the haters like to call folks. I'm not here to make money. Am I here for clicks and views? Well, yeah. I mean, I mean, you have to have clicks and views to have a successful channel. You know, that's just the plain old truth about it. But you know, there's kind of there's a difference between watching my channel, listening to my channel, and clicks and views. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I want people to watch my channel. I want people to listen to my channel. But I have no ulterior motive for doing this other than to talk about cases, bring awareness to cases, and, you know, discuss with other people about these cases, and, you know, and anything I can do to help. I'm not able to go to a lot of these places, you know, like, and do on-site. I give you kudos, you do. I look at the views just on videos, but still it's quite low. Exactly. You know, I'm not able to go to these places. I'm not able to go out to Idaho or Georgia or Florida or California or, you know, like a lot of people do. I live on a disability check. I, first of all, don't even have enough subscribers to monetize my channel. So that's out of the question. You know, it's taken me a year to get up to 400 subscribers, and I seem to lose them faster than I gain them. And I don't understand why. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I have watched so many of these media channels that give you advice and pointers on how to build a successful channel, or what you're doing wrong and what you need to do. You know, I work very, you wouldn't believe how hard I work just on thumbnails, on creating cool, you know, eye-catching thumbnails. And you know, yeah, I do talk off the cuff. For the most part, I make notes, of course, on some of these cases, because Lord God forbid you give the wrong name, wrong time, wrong date. You're putting out false information. Oh my God, you're putting out false information. Like, people don't make common error mistakes, you know. But I'm not able to go on site to a lot of these places. We do have a case that broke right before Christmas that I have every intention of going to on site and covering that case once it gets into court and all that kind of stuff. But I don't see a point in going right now. And it's a horrible, horrible case. Little Blue Roland, who was found buried underneath his house after his mother's boyfriend, trigger warning, drowned him in the toilet. But here's the thing, and what I want to talk about. I am very, very, very appreciative of the people who do follow me. Hey, on the sidelines, how are you? And the people who support me. And, you know, maybe I should just concentrate on that and just concentrate on the people who do support me. But you have to understand that the way my mind works is sort of like looking at the glass half empty instead of half full. And it bothers me and it hurts me when, you know, I only have a few hundred subscribers, and then, you know, someone like for instance, the other day, Charlie K promoted my channel and, you know, encouraged people to subscribe to me. The 4 or 5 subscribers that I gained from his promotion, I have lost in one day, plus 2 more. And that bothers me. And I tend to fixate on that, because it's like, what am I doing wrong? You know, why are people unsubscribing to me? Why are people, you know, why am I, for every few subscribers I gain, why am I losing more? I know, OOTU, I know, and I try not to. It's a hard battle. But I can't sit here and lie and say that it doesn't hurt my feelings. You know, because I want to understand what I'm doing wrong. I want to understand why nobody wants to listen to me. You know, or why nobody wants to participate, you know, on my channel. And it's just the way that my brain is wired to think, and been brainwashed to think. You know, I don't know what to Okay, I got cats that are all up in my business. They're all up in my space. Sorry. Hi, Lola Roo. You're not doing anything. Could be some just want to see the vids on news and such. That's true. You've been going up and down for 3 months, Audrey. Yeah, one of the problems that I feel like is, am I getting buried under all the trash? Because you all know that you can go over to certain people's channels and you will see 1,000 people in their chat. You'll see 300-400 people in their chat. They've got thousands of subscribers. And a lot of these channels, for some reason, spun out of the Summer Wells case. The Summer Wells case was already going on when I came to YouTube. I started on Spotify and was covering a lot of trials and stuff. And so, you know, all the Summer Wells stuff and a lot of the drama was already going on when I came to YouTube. And I have been fortunate enough to stay away from those. I've not only stayed away from those drama channels, I've been fortunate enough to not be a victim of those hater channels up until recently. When those old hags that hate on Molly and Betty and they're just obsessed with them, and that's all they have to do with their life is make hate videos about them and about Ernie Shell. So that's the only time I've ever, you know, become a victim of any of the hate. So that's not necessarily been a problem for me. It's that I feel like I get buried under. You're making coffee, Lola. Okay. I feel like I get buried under all those trash channels and no one even sees my channel to view it, to listen to it, to even give me a chance and to decide whether they do like me or not. That's one of the problems. I mean, I can't make people like me. I can't make people listen to my channel. And if you just simply don't want to listen to my channel or listen to the content that I talk about, hey, I get it. I'm not for everybody, and nor is everybody for me. But when I feel like I don't even stand a chance, you know, and when I feel like I'm, you know, buried underneath all the garbage on YouTube, I don't know what to do. And that's why I wanted to talk about this and, you know, because I knew that the people who truly support me would come to this live. So that's why I wanted to do this and to talk about this and ask you all, you know, like, what do you think? And are you having the same problems? Are you and your channel having the same problems? Do you feel the same way that your channel's getting buried underneath the garbage of YouTube? On the sidelines, I think that happens when the audience is mostly those that follow them, and their drama, when they are constantly posting, it does get lost. When yeah, you know, that's another thing is that how many people are following them because they actually want to follow that channel and they actually like that channel, and how many people are following them just so they can stream their show live or put hate into their channel and you know, say hateful things. My God, do you know I have seen people give Bullhorn Betty super chats just so she will see their hate, just so they can say something nasty to her. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like, okay, yeah, it's $2, it's $5. You know, it's not that much money, but when you're willing to spend $2 or $5 or $10 or $20 just so you can say something hateful and nasty to somebody, what is wrong with people? You're not going back into the hateful channels. You've moved on. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's I've got my when someone's channel comes into my suggestions to watch or recommended or whatever, I will click on it and click on do not recommend this channel, or I'm not interested, or whatever. Drama is overrated. Exactly. It's like, you know, everybody's run out of ideas to put on reality TV, so now it's YouTube reality, and it's sickening. It's absolutely sickening, and you know, I have to blame YouTube for a lot of it. I mean, do you know how many times I've reported someone's channel for hateful and abusive content, or reported their channel for bullying and stuff like that, and nothing gets done? Nothing. I don't understand why so many subs get judged for enjoying different creators. I like some that don't like each other, but when the drama, I do too, on the sidelines. I do too, you know. Lord God, and I made a video last night, and I mentioned something, you know, about a spat between a couple of creators, and I don't I don't judge people for listening to other people's channels or participating on someone else's panel or something like that. They may judge me, but I don't necessarily judge them. It seems it is a fight for new subs to growing channels. Yeah, and I'm not the type of person to ride somebody's coattails. Many times the spats are so old and out. Oh Lord, yes, the Turtle Gang and the Coffee Clubbers. My Lord, that was one hell of a war. And the silly thing is at the end of the day, Molly and Dolly and Betty are still friends. You know, there was a disagreement, and but I mean the chat and the subs and stuff took it way farther than what they did. And it is funny. It's, you know, but I just, you know, I think about this every day, you know, should I stay? Should I go? Should I sometimes it's staged for money. Yeah, Griff has talked a lot about that. And, you know, there's a bunch of it that I don't get into, so I don't know for sure. But, you know, he has talked about that a lot, about these scumbags out here like BK who and all his little minions and whatever you want to call them, who stage up these like fake fights and stuff for clicks and views and to watch everybody go nuts. I don't believe that's what happened in between Betty and Dolly in this recent little deal. You know, for her reasons, Betty got upset, but like I said, at the end of the day, you know, they're still friends. But boy, did it send the coffee clubbers and the turtle gang into a whirlwind war. That was nuts. But you know, I just wonder, you know, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave YouTube. I love all of y'all, and I love discussing these cases and stuff with y'all. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that, yeah, with his pants falling down. Are you talking about? Are you talking about what I mentioned in my video last night about Benny coming down the hill at Don Wells' house, threatening to beat the fuck out of Molly? Oh, okay. Well, no, I will tell you that Benny really does hate Molly. He really does hate Molly. I've heard him say it, that he has hated her since the Cash Gernon case. And you know, like I said, that was long before my time, and my name's Bennett and I ain't in it, and I don't, you know what went on in that case or who did what. So, you know, I can't speak anything on that case. I can't either. Me either. He is, you know, and it's people like him that it's people like him that have brought so much trash to YouTube, and who brought so much trash to Summer Wells' case. I mean, there's a lot of others too, but you know, when he kind of came out as their, you know, spokesman or whatever, you know, it just brought more trash to their case and got a lot of attention of people, you know, and I feel like it just made people even trash them more. Holding up your pants with, it's because he ain't got no ass to hold his pants up. Let's just be real about it, to you. The dude ain't got no ass, and apparently ain't got much up front either to hold his britches up. So he needs to stuff some of that nasty beard down his britches and help hold them up. Y'all, I can't stand him. I really can't. I can't. I think he is just the absolute scum of YouTube. But, and I even tried to like him. I did. I even tried to like him. No sale. No sale. You know, I do try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But that was just a no sale on BK. His mama dresses. Well, I'm not going to. I don't want nobody talking trash about my mama. My mama's gone, but so yeah, I'm not even going to get on the subject of his mama. But yeah, she their wardrobes are quite similar, and I'll leave it at that. Their wardrobes are quite similar. So, you know, what do y'all think? What do y'all feel that just keep trying? Just keep, because like I said, I love y'all all to death. And I love, talking with y'all, and a lot of y'all have told me that y'all enjoy my chat and my channel because you can come here and learn about these cases and stuff, and you can come in my chat and there is no drama, there is no hatefulness and stuff like that. What do I feel is right for me? I don't know. And that's why I wanted to talk to y'all about it. Like I said, it's one of the things that I battle on a daily basis that, sort of coincides with my mental illness and the way that I think. And it's like, it's like I may as well give up. I'm never going to be able to be successful. I'm never going to be able to get people to listen to my channel or get, whatever. So I may as well just give up, give up, give up, give up. That's the way my brain is trained to think. And yeah, there have been many a nights and many a days that I have cried about it. Actually, I've cried about it because, as I said, my brain is trained to think that people just don't want to listen to me just because they don't like me, or because I'm not interesting enough, or my personality's not their cup of tea, or my southern twangy voice is not their cup of tea, or I just don't know. Thank you, Sky Z. How are you? So that's why I wanted to talk about it and to talk about it publicly, with my subscribers and followers. And y'all have come in here and y'all have made me feel better, about the situation. Because I like I was saying, I have watched dozens of those media content channels that give you pointers on how to have a better successful channel, and better and what to do and what not to do, and make interesting titles, and make interesting thumbnails, and make sure you're staying on point and on topic of what your title is and what the subject is that you're talking about. And and I share my stuff to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that to get to push and advertise myself even more, and none of it seems to work. Crying over a podcast. No. You do the best you can, but never say you cry over your... I don't cry over my content. I cry over because no one wants, I feel like no one wants to listen to me. I feel like no one wants to, just listen to my channel, period. And I know a lot of that, believe me, I don't want to get those trolls on my channel. I don't want the trolls. I don't want the hate and all that. But I want listeners like y'all to listen to my channel. Like I said, it's just it's a double-edged sword. It's just it's a mental hard battle. And I just don't know where to go. I take breaks, sometimes y'all might not see me on here for 2 or 3 or 4 days, and I come back and all seems fine, because that is what's going on. I am here at home in the background, upset about stuff, or just having a bad day, or not feeling well physically and stuff like that. Patience is the key. Just life is a mental battle. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And mine is a mental battle in and of itself, because, I have a chronic disease, have, illness and stuff like that. I had to go to I went to pain management the other day. I was sitting in the waiting room listening to Charlie K. And I went and got, and they've increased my medication. They've got me set up for to have burns again. When I go in the office, I see the nurse practitioner. I don't actually see the doctors, the 2 doctors that perform my procedures. Can't call them surgeries, because they're not actually surgeries. They're like outpatient procedures. And the nurse practitioners changed. It used to be Kika, and now I have Katie, because Kika left. And Lord, when I was in there Friday afternoon, when Katie came in and she was looking at my file on the computer, she's like, "What is all this crap? Why does this say this? And what is this? And blah, 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 blah. Who did this?" And she was just like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, I don't have any clue. I don't know what the deal, what's going on. And she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta fix this mess." So I fell through the cracks of not getting. It's been 2 years now since I had my last lower lumbar radio frequency done. And, hell, the time goes by and I don't know where it goes either, but it just goes. And so I fell through the cracks of being noticed that, hey, it's time for you to get your radio frequency done again. So now I have to go through 2 test injections plus the procedures, because you have to have these test injections done first, and which is just more needles crammed into your back. And I was like, oh shit, and she felt bad for me too. Because the less times you have to have a needle jammed in raw nerves in your back, then it's the less pain. This procedure requires going through pain to get relief from pain. Yes, I didn't stutter. You heard me correctly. You have to go through pain to get relief from pain from this procedure, radio frequency. You can look it up here on YouTube and see how it's done. I actually, the last procedure that I did have done, I actually posted a picture of my fat ass on my community page just to show, people. And when I asked the guy, the nurse that's always in my room with the doctor doing the procedures, he's like, well, this is the first. It's the first time I've ever been asked to take a picture of someone's ass with needles crammed in them. So you had a spinal tap, and it sounds bad. Like, oh yeah, yeah. I've had 3 spinal taps in my life. Of course, I had one with both my kids, giving birth, and then I had one when I had to have a full hysterectomy. They had to go in, both ways, because I had to have a full hysterectomy done. And therefore, that first day, they had to give me a spinal tap that had morphine running through it. And I'm allergic to morphine. That shit makes me crazy. I have so many autoimmune disorders. Yep, you too? Me too, on the sidelines. I do too. And I've talked about a lot of it and a lot of the shit I've gone through and been through. Yeah, it's autoimmune disease runs in my family. Does it? Can you trace it in your family? I actually traced it to, because they don't know what causes a lot of this stuff. And whether it's genetics or whether it's environmental, I believe it's both, because I've been able to trace it through genetics as well as environmental. What I believe is that, and from the studying that I've done, is that you have some sort of gene or whatever that makes you susceptible to autoimmune disease. And then something in the environment is what triggers it. Because you weren't born with these diseases, and I'll get more specific about it. Mama Ruby developed, she was always healthy as a horse. Never took more than an aspirin, for a headache or something. She started falling and ended up in the hospital, and they determined that she had Guillain-Barré. And Lord, it oh my gosh, that was a mess. And Guillain-Barré is caused by a virus in the atmosphere. Like I said, she wasn't born with Guillain-Barré. Then you have the first child of hers, which is my Aunt Johnny, who also happens to be a girl. Okay. Aunt Johnny always healthy as a horse. She ended up with Parkinson's disease. Okay. Then you skip to my mother, who was the last child born, who was a girl. My grandparents had all girls except for one boy, and that's my Uncle James. And he was the second born child. So I did this whole like little study, you know, and to see who had what and who ended up with some type of, you know, disease or whatever. So you have Mama Ruby with Guillain-Barré. You have the first child, Aunt Johnny, who is also a female, who ended up with Parkinson's disease. Then you skip down to the bottom of the list of children, which is my mother, and she ended up with rheumatoid arthritis. To my understanding, the story goes is that my mother, when she was pregnant with me, she gained a lot of weight and she had a lot of fluid retention and stuff. And she literally went to bed one night and woke up the next day, and all her joints were red and swollen and inflamed. And she went to the doctor, who was our family. I was 3 months old at this time. You think blood type? Very, very possibly. Mama went to the doctor, and Dr. Izzard told her that when it set in, that it did a lot of damage really fast and really quick. So over the years, my mother had to have multiple surgeries. Every joint in her body was artificial. Her hips, her knees, her neck was fused together, her ankles were fused, the joints in her fingers. One of those surgeries, she developed an infection and almost died, and her doctor, her rheumatology doctor, had to go in and remove all that hardware, and was unable to put any hardware back into her hand. And therefore, you know, she had no, you know, joints in that hand anymore. He actually caught it in time that he told Mama that he said, Frances is a very sick little girl, and she almost died, and he thought that he was going to have to possibly even amputate her hand. But he went in there and he took all that hardware out and managed to actually save her hand. And she actually still was even able to use it a little bit, you know, to write with and stuff. But of course, it wasn't the same as actually having, you know, joints that make your, you know, fingers move and do certain things. So what is that? Sjogren's syndrome? I'll have to look that up on the sidelines. I don't even know what that's called. But anyway, I my problems started in the 10th grade. I can trace my symptoms back all the way to 10th grade. And that's when I began having the headaches. That's when I began having the pain and stiffness in my trapeze my trapeze area. I keep saying era instead of area. That's, your neck and shoulders area is called your trapeze area. And I've been diagnosed with spondylitis and spondylosis. Spondylitis affects you up the top, in that area up at the top of your back, and spondylosis affects your lower back. To give you kind of an example of spondylitis, Mick Mars, the lead guitarist for Motley Crue, has ankylosing spondylitis. That's why when you see him and he's hunched over playing his guitar and he don't move around, that's what's wrong with Mick Mars. He has a very bad case of it. That also runs in my family. Spondylitis runs in my family. We all have that, hunchback, and like Quasimodo, where it protrudes out up at the top. And I actually believe that's what Elvis Presley suffered from, while we're talking. And he suffered with pain and ended up addicted, to painkillers and stuff and all that. But I actually believe that that's what Elvis Presley suffered from as well. It just wasn't, it was either kept secret or it just wasn't, properly diagnosed, so to speak. I can trace all mine back to my first pregnancy, starting with alopecia. I'm going to have to write that one down on the sidelines. Let me find my ink pen here. Yeah, I'm going to have to write some of this down because I want to go and research it and look into it. Because, I want to know everything. I want to know, what does cause all this stuff, and whatnot. Let me write OOCU. It's a disorder of your immune system. Okay, let me write this down. Y'all, I'm also blind as a bat. SOGRENS syndrome. I don't know which one of y'all is farting, but it stinks. I've got all three of them up here in the bed with me. Gabby, Rosie, and Baby Summer, and one of them's farting and it stinks. Okay, and then you said something about, what was that other thing? Alopecia. And you have Graves' disease. I have read some about that, not a whole lot, but I do like to study about these things because you don't always get the right diagnosis, and there is stuff that gets misdiagnosed. My food and diet, I mean, yeah, yes and no, I'm not going to stand here and lie. I don't eat really healthy. And that's one of the things that is a problem for me, is that I have a severe vitamin D deficiency. That they diagnosed me with a severe vitamin D deficiency. And the way my doctor explained it is that I could sit and eat a whole bottle of vitamin D pills, vitamins, and all it would do would make me sick. It would do absolutely no good. He said because my brain, I guess, doesn't absorb it from my stomach or whatever. Not real sure how that works, but my brain doesn't absorb it. And oh, you're talking about the cat's food. No, I haven't changed their food. I thought you were talking about my diet. No, I haven't changed their food. I don't know. One of them's got gas really bad though. Um, um, autoimmune disorders have malnutrition. Yes. So now he did try me on these pills one time, and they're referred to as what did he call them? Like food. And was some type of a nutritional food in a pill, basically, that my brain would absorb, as opposed to taking vitamin D pills that my brain wouldn't absorb. Long story short, insurance did not pay for them, and they cost, even with a discount, they cost over $100 a month. And living on a disability check, I just couldn't afford them. But did I feel like they made a difference? No, I didn't. So there was really no sense in me, even if I had the money, to pay over $100 and something for something that didn't work. But I was on them for a few months, and I just didn't feel as though they made a difference or did any good. So and I'm not the type of person that, whether medication costs money or whether it don't, I'm not the type of person that's just going to take shit to be taking it. That's why I've never had a problem being addicted to pain medication. If something doesn't work, then I quit using it, or it quits working. I quit using it. Let me ask you this, on the sidelines, and those of you others who may have autoimmune disease, do y'all notice that? Do y'all notice that a medication works for a little while and then it seems to stop working? Did any of y'all have a problem with that? Whether it, be pain medication, or whether it be like, something for your nerves, Klonopin or Xanax, or a type of, medication that they give for depression or bipolar disorder or schizophrenia or, yeah, I mean, any of that kind of stuff, you were on a bunch of different meds, but was able to slowly come off them after getting, yeah. You know, the medical marijuana thing, I do smoke medical marijuana. I do have my card. And, you know, that has helped more than anything. And it's actually, you know, the safest thing to use. Because you don't ever hear of anybody ODing and dying from THC. You know, they've pretty much kind of proven that that is damn near impossible. But people do die of drug overdose. They do die of alcohol poisoning. They die from, you know, taking too many painkillers or Xanax or Klonopin or Valium or and fentanyl and all that kind of stuff. But no, you don't ever hear about people dying from THC overdose. And I've smoked the most potent shit out there, or that's been available to me, that is. And I've gotten stuff from the medical marijuana store. I've gotten stuff from California, and I've gotten stuff, you know, from off the streets. Personally, I think the shit we got back in the 80s was way better than what we're getting now. And yet this stuff that we're getting now is supposedly supposed to be so much better and whatnot. But hell, I had friends that got that shit straight from Colombia. So, yeah, you know, that kind of stuff that you could find yourself laying in the backyard talking to the birds, you know, and stuff, man. Woo, Tony used to get some killer shit. He got that stuff straight from Colombia. You miss it too? Me too. Me too. But yeah, I think it was way better than what we're getting now. And I've wondered if, you know, how much of the THC and whatnot that they're possibly taken out of it and everything. But, you know, all these different hybrids and stuff, you know, I'm just wondering if, because here in Arkansas, we had to fight so damn hard just to get medical marijuana. And then it took 2 years to start getting stores opened and for the growers to get their license and all that. And I mean, the growers had such a strict rule playbook that they had to go by, that, you know, it was hard for people to get a grower's license. I mean, you couldn't owe a fucking overdue library book from 2nd grade. That's how strict it was. I mean, you couldn't owe taxes. You couldn't, you know, have shit on your record. I mean, they made it as hard as they could for people just to even get a grower's license. Same there in Louisiana. What part of Louisiana are you in? My son-in-law is from Minden, the Minden area. He grew up in the Shreveport area and those little little surrounding towns. That's where my son-in-law's from. It's not legal there. East Central. Okay. One of these days I'm gonna make it down there to where Ellie Mae's from, Donna Douglas. I want to go to her grave so bad. And she's I forget what parish it is that she's buried in, but it's farther on down from where my son-in-law's parents live. You're beside the Natchez, Mississippi River Bridge. Okay, okay. Well, I am right in the center of Arkansas. I grew up in central Arkansas. I'm kind of in the southwest part of it now on DeGray. But I grew up in central Arkansas, about 20 minutes south of Little Rock, my whole life. And my county is on the map for one of the most notorious unsolved murder cases in this country. And it relates to one of y'all's drug lords that came up here from Louisiana. Oh, you lived in Mena once? So you knew exactly what I was about to say. You lived in Mena, Arkansas. Wow. How cool. Yeah. Oh, Barry Seals. There's so much of that I don't understand about the truth behind him moving his shit from Baton Rouge to Mena, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana to Mena, Arkansas. There's a lot of that I don't understand, and how it all happened, and how it continued after he was murdered, after he was gunned down. Yep, loved Queen Wilhelmina Park. I was in high. Oh, okay. I'm in the same spot Jerry Lee Lewis came from. Oh my goodness. I love me some Jerry Lee Lewis. Let me ask you a question. Is it true? Did he really build Myra a house that looked like her doll house? Is that true? Did they live in a like a replica of Myra's doll house, or was that just for the movie? Because I would love to see that house. I would love to see that house. Wherever the one is that they used, if I don't know if it was a stage setup or whatever for the movie, that was so cute. So cute. See, this is, and this is another positive about being here on YouTube is I don't just talk about true crime. I talk about, mental illness, and talk about autoimmune disease and chronic illnesses and stuff like that. And I get to talk to people who have other, know what I'm going through, because they're going through it themselves. And that's the biggest thing, is people knowing that they're not alone in whatever they're going through. You've got an appointment. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I wanted to tell y'all, let me, I'm going to post this, too. I created a, another email account for my channel. So y'all, anytime y'all want to email me, there's something you want to talk about, or a case you might want to talk about, or want me to cover, let me put that here in the chat. It is at Ruby Pearl Glamper. Pearl, y'all, I'm typing with my left hand. At Ruby Pearl, whoops, Glamper, or, no, wait, hang on. Okay, oops. Ruby Pearl Glamper. Y'all, I'm having a brain fart. At gmail.com. There we go. Yeah. Ruby Pearl Glamper at gmail.com. Anytime y'all want to talk about something, or you might have a case from your hometown or whatever you want me to talk about, just let me know. And yeah, learning from other people's experiences, that is important. So, you know, I feel like I need to stay here on YouTube. I want to stay here on YouTube. Y'all have encouraged, have given me encouragement to stay and just try to keep focusing on the good here on my channel and the good that I put out on my channel, and not worry about the other bullshit. But like I said, it's a battle. It's a battle for me. When I look and see I've only gotten 30 views, or 3 likes, or and then I see these other channels that, with thousands and stuff, and for me, it's hurtful. And like I said, that, probably has a lot to do with, my battle with mental illness, and the way I've been brainwashed to think. So, I, want to keep moving forward, and try to just block out the crap. I just, wanted to talk about it and go over it, and see what you all thought, and see if any of y'all were having any of the same problems, and feeling like y'all were being buried underneath all the trash and all the trash channels and stuff like that. So, that's just why I wanted to come to YouTube, and because I knew that when I posted this, that the people that do care would be the ones that would come into the chat, and discuss this matter with me. So, does anybody have anything they want to mention, or talk about, or ask me about, or anything? Just do me. Yep. I know. OOTU. I just gotta concentrate on the fact that I do put out good, that I do put out positivity, and I do put out, true crime content. unlike these other creators who say they're true crime, but you know, they want to report on individuals' crimes or what they think are individuals and creators' crimes, not the cases that we're discussing or the cases that are in the news and the people that, you know, killed somebody or kidnapped a kid or whatever. You know, they want to concentrate on the crimes that a lot of them have created in their head, for other creators. You know, people make up lies and then they do these, you know, shows where that's what they're doing is they're putting out content and saying so and so did this and this and you know, and then they get their minions to believe in it, and then their minions jump on board and they create channels and they start talking shit and stuff. You know, we've seen that happen with our friend Griff, you know, and Pam. I mean, how many people have created channels just for them so that they can talk trash about them? You know, and then you've got the ones out here that they've got their channels revolve around Bullhorn Betty or Molly Golightly, and all they do is sit and talk about, you know, sit and talk shit about them, or they sit and talk shit about Justin over at Justin for All, or they sit and talk about shit about House of Williams, or they talk shit about Dolly Vision or JLR, and you know, there's so many, you know, that are just creating channels so they can sit and talk shit about somebody. And it's ridiculous. And YouTube allows it. That's one of my biggest problems, is that YouTube allows it to go on. And, you know, another thing that I wanted to mention is the Fair Use Act. Okay? This whole Fair Use Act is bullshit. And it has been pushed way past its limits, just as the freedom of speech has been pushed past its limits. You know, just because I might have the right to say, oh, so-and-so is the sorriest, worthless piece of shit on the face of the earth, doesn't mean that I should have the right to post that kind of stuff publicly. That's slander. That's what's called slander. And yet, every day, YouTube allows this crap. And this whole Fair Use Act. Not one time have you ever seen me show somebody else's video or show somebody else's live stream. Not one time. And to me, that... And the only, now if you were doing it in a positive manner, let's say, you know, so you made a video about dogs, and it was a very informative video about dogs and things, and I showed your video here in my live stream. That is positive. That is me showing your video and sharing it with my people in a positive manner. But when you're streaming somebody else's live stream just so that you can sit and talk shit about them and call them horrible names and call their chatters horrible names and say horrible things about them, that's not fair use. That's not the Fair Use Act. You know, and it's not what the freedom of speech was built on. Because I would want to have to say of the positive. Exactly. You know, but here's the thing. I'm going to ask you if I can use your video. I'm going to ask you, hey, do you mind if I show your video on my live stream? And I'm going to give you the credit for it. Attack, then rebuttal is crap all the way. Exactly. And, you know, so at what point do you start blaming YouTube for it? Not just the creators, that they're not just the asshats out here doing it, that YouTube at the end of the day is responsible for allowing this kind of shit to go on. That's what aggravates me. They have all these community guidelines and stuff. And Lord God forbid, I will get a copyright claim for posting a video of my own self singing a song that I have created on a karaoke app. I'm on Star Maker. I love Star Maker. I have over 100 songs recorded on Star Maker. But I can't post those here on YouTube because I will get a copyright claim. Now, a copyright claim is different than a copyright strike. A claim doesn't hurt your channel. They're just saying, hey, somebody's noticed that you're using their stuff, you know, and this is just a claim. It's not a strike. Like, you take that shit down or we're going to take your channel down. It's quite different. But yeah, I can't even post myself singing a song to Summer Wells without getting a copyright claim. I can't even post myself singing one of Lisa Marie's songs, karaoke, because I'll get a copyright claim on it. And that's irritating. That's irritating. Like I said, it doesn't hurt your channel. They say, though, I read somewhere, if you get 50 copyright claims, though, it will equal a strike. Your channel will get striked. But, you know, like I said, it's just the principle. I'm doing something positive with someone else's music or whatever. And then you've got people out here that are showing other people's content so they can call them every name in the book. And y'all know who I'm talking about. That crazy old bastard over there that lives in a shed. You know, and the god-awful names that he calls people, and calls Griff and calls Pam, and their subscribers and chatters and stuff. Why does YouTube allow that shit? I did that recently and actually created my own video out of it. A day later, the artist was getting attacked by mean folks and asked me to remove all that hard work. I was so angry. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Man. See, I've been thinking about making a little music video with YouTube creators in it as the stars. And you know, I just nope. Even though it my idea would be cute and it would be positive, I'm like, don't even go there, Amy. Don't even go there, because somebody will take it negatively and somebody will take it out of, you know, blow it out of proportion or whatever. So, you know, I just, I haven't bothered, but I did have a cute video idea I wanted to do just as a little, like, creative project, but haven't done it. Yeah, and we put hard work, you know, we put hard work into stuff, you know, and then when you don't, you know, get any credit for it, or you don't, you know, it's hurtful. It's you know, it's really, it's hurtful. And I don't know, you know, I don't, I think some of us need to get together, and I'll be honest with you. I've thought about contacting YouTube face to face. Not face to face, but I want to talk to somebody, physically talk to somebody, not through email, not through a report, electronic report. I want to talk to a voice. I want to talk to a body at YouTube and tell them, look, y'all need to understand that this, and this is going on. And y'all say this stuff violates YouTube guidelines and YouTube policies, and your bullying policy and all that kind of stuff, but yet you don't do shit about it. You don't do nothing about it. And you know, it's time for y'all own this. So in my opinion, that, you know, when you allow something to go on, you're just as responsible as the person that's doing it. You know, YouTube is just as responsible for what that old scary bastard that lives in a shed is doing, just as much as he is responsible. Exactly, like twisting truth, such as saying those. Yeah. I mean, when you put out straight up lies about somebody, that is slander. That is pure slander. And when it affects them emotionally, or it affects them financially, or anything like that, it's called libel. Ask Courtney Love about libel suits. She's been in a half a dozen of them. She's like the queen of libel suits. So, you know, because when someone says certain things, it is damaging to you. It is damaging to your reputation. It is damaging to your brand, your business, and all that kind of stuff. Those island money scams claiming for fundraiser. Yeah. I don't, to my understanding, Dolly started that, and I think everybody tried to copy him and do their own version of it. Yeah, it's promoting scams, like making money off of slandering people. You're making money off of hurting people and damaging people physically, damaging people emotionally, damaging their business, their money, their, you know, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's not a fundraiser in any manner, but yet YouTube lets them get away with it. YouTube has allowed it. YouTube has let them get away with it. And I won't even post my fucking Cash App because, well, there's a few reasons why I don't post my Cash App. Because I don't want to take a chance on losing my disability. Oh, you have the ability to make money on YouTube, so you're not disabled. You have some way of making money. No, it's not quite that simple. I'm not dead, okay? I can still talk. I'm still in my half-ass right mind that I can talk. I may forget stuff or whatever, but I can still talk and I can still discuss these cases. I can still read. I can still speak. I can, things like that. But it's not the same as going to work every day and working a 9-to-5 job. Because I can't tell you how many times I was going to do a live or was going to do a video or whatever, and my head was pounding so bad, or I was hurting so bad that I'm, just, fuck it, I can't, I don't feel good, I don't feel like it, can't do it. There's been several times. Here on YouTube, I don't have a schedule. I don't punch a time clock. And I go to work whenever I want to go to work. I don't work on certain days. So I would say you have named several reasons you are struggling, why you feel you are not moving up as quick as you would like. Yes. And that's what I wanted to, talk with you all about and see what you all thought, and kind of, get some advice. I answered my own question. Yeah, you're right. Once again, to you, you're right. I answered my own question. I just can't help that I have, these good days and these bad days. When I came here from Spotify, I've kind of neglected my Spotify channel. See, you're pretty smart. Yeah, I try. I like I said, it's just a battle. It's a daily battle. But I'm really glad that you all came in and listened to me ramble about all this and gave me your advice and told me what you think, and I'm glad we all got to discuss a little bit too, about autoimmune disease, and we need, do some more videos and do some more chats like this, on the side, away from true crime, because these are important topics too. These are important issues too. Yes, sometimes it does help to vent. Believe me, I've had to deal with so much stuff alone and had no one to talk to and had no one to vent to. and I end up falling back into that same cycle. When my dad died and all that topic, endures, I had no one to talk to. And when I came back from there and I came back to the lake, after he died, I had to go out in the middle of the lake on my raft, and I had to vent to God. He was the only person I had to talk to vent to. And I would go out in the middle of the lake and I would scream and I would cry and I would vent and I would cuss. And, I had to go through that alone. And it was hard. It was very hard, because of all the, what I'd been through with my father and my stepmother and all that. And when someone dies, it's just, bam, it's over. It's over and done. And you're like, hey, wait a minute. I didn't get to tell you this, and I didn't get to say this, and I didn't get to do that. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it once someone dies and once someone's gone. I grew up without my parents and learned young strength. Yeah. I've been through, a hard ordeal with that. I had to become an adult as a kid, taking care of my mother. I was helping my mother get dressed, from the time I learned how to dress myself and put on my own shoes and tie my own shoes and things like that, and take a bath on my own. As children, as little children, our parents give us a bath. But from the time I was old enough to give myself my own bath, I was having to help my mother take a bath, a shower, and things like that. So I had not only, had to grow up, and I had to take on a lot of adult responsibilities at a very young age. I started legally driving when I was 14. I got my hardship license when I was 14. I was going to the grocery store buying groceries. I was going and getting money orders and filling them out and sending them off to wherever they needed to go. I was going to the DMV and assessing and paying taxes, and my aunt actually worked at the tax collector's office. But yeah, from a young age, I was going and assessing and paying taxes and getting car tags and buying groceries, buying money orders and filling them out and sending them where they needed to go, going to the post office and getting stamps and all that, going to the light company and paying the light bill, going to the gas company and paying the gas bill and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was doing all that from the time I was 14 years old. Think about today's world, children rarely are taught personal hygiene. Yeah. And wouldn't none of them know how to do all this stuff I just reeled off? Wouldn't none of them know how to go and do all that stuff? And so much stuff that can be done online and electronically and all that stuff now. Whereas, when I was a kid, you had to pound the pavement. You had to go into the light office. You couldn't just pay your bill online. You had to go into the DMV and wait an hour and a half to get car tags. You couldn't do it online. Yes, it did. It gave me strength, and I do not regret it one bit. I don't regret those lessons and things I had to learn, not one bit. And even all the bad shit that I've been through has taught me to be a better person, has taught me to be a kinder person, and to help other people. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. I have treated people, or tried my best to treat people the way I wanted to be treated. I have, I have helped people and been there for people that, were being treated like shit because I knew how it felt. I knew how it felt to be treated like shit, and I knew how it felt to be, not accepted or not liked or whatever. So I have tried to do that and be that way to people, simply because, I wanted to help other people not to be treated the way I was. And, that's one of the things, that's actually another one of the little things here on YouTube that bothers me that goes on, is when you support other channels and they don't support you back. Seen a lot of that go on. I see a lot of selfishness go on, and a lot of, because everybody is concerned about their clicks, their views, their money, and, so they don't want to support other people or promote other people, or a big channel help a little channel out, or anything like that. And sometimes I feel like the subscribers to channels are afraid to get caught being in somebody else's chat. Why are you over there supporting so-and-so's channel? That's taken away from me. That's taken away from my channel. So I feel like some people, yeah, we do see a lot of each other in other people's chats and on other people's channels, but I get I'll get a sub from people, like off through someone else's chat, but then they never ever come onto my channel. They never ever come into my chat. And I feel like people feel like they have to be loyal to certain someone, and they can't get caught, even if they're not over in someone else's chat talking shit. They can just be over and participating in someone else's chat or someone else's channel. And I feel like some people are afraid to do that. So like, what's the point of subbing to my channel if you're not ever going to come listen or participate on it? I don't get that. Don't quite understand that at all. They may not chat, but they may view. Yeah, that's true. That is true. You got a point there. I just wish some, people would at least say hello. You know, they don't have to get into a full-blown conversation like you and I do a lot OOTU, but I do wish people would at least comment and say, hey, Ruby, hey, Amy, hey, I'm here. Just letting you know, I get people are shy or don't want to participate in chats, and they just sit and listen. And then, of course, you've got your lurkers, the ones that are just sitting listening, waiting to see if you talk shit about somebody so they can go blast it on their channel. Oh, look at this. Ruby was talking shit about so-and-so, and then next thing you know, you're on their damn channel. It's crazy. Damn, it's already 4 o'clock. Am I sub to you? As far as I know, I am. Yeah. Yeah, I'm subscribed to you. Yep. Yep, I just checked it. I am. I have trouble with notifications for some reason. Like I don't always get people's notifications, and sometimes I'll get them after their video has already started or after their live has already started. See if your YouTube does not show it, so we never know. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I'm subscribed to you. And that's the thing is, sometimes I don't get the notifications or know that somebody has posted something. And I'm wondering if when you update, because I work from a phone, I don't work from a computer. I'm wondering when you update your apps on your phone, if that somehow doesn't screw some things up. Like, of course, I have a new phone now. My old phone still works, and I'm using it now as well. But when I would update my apps, the apps that I had put onto my external card would go back into my internal hard drive on my phone, and I would have to go back through every app and that I am able to put on that external hard drive and put it back out, take it out of my internal hard drive and put it back into the external SD card. And so sometimes I wonder if updating the apps and stuff doesn't screw with stuff, because like I said, I get there are times that I don't get notifications that someone has posted a video or someone has gone live, and sometimes I get them and sometimes I don't. And I have noticed that with this new phone, that I'm not getting all of the notifications and stuff. And sometimes I wonder if it kicks you from all to only some, or just the highlights from somebody's channel or whatever. There's different, you either get no notifications from that person, or some notifications, or all notifications. And even when I have the bell turned all, I still don't get all people's notifications. So I don't know. Like I said, you know, and some of that kind of goes back to people getting buried underneath the garbage of YouTube, and how many times suggested videos will show up, or suggested creators will show up in my feed, and I click on that do not recommend button, or I'm not interested in this channel button, or whatever. So it's this whole algorithm and whole way that videos and channels get pushed out. I don't understand that. And you know, another question that I have about YouTube is I wonder if, because I don't have my channel monetized, that if that is another reason why YouTube doesn't push out my videos or suggest my videos, because they're not making any money off of me. YouTube promotes shorts mostly now. Yeah, I've been reading about that. And it's because they're trying to compete with TikTok. And yes, I have a TikTok channel, but I don't even half-ass know how to use it. I've made a few little videos on TikTok, like with my pets and my grand cat and my grand dog and stuff like that. But as far as people like who do the true crime stuff on TikTok, yeah, I haven't quite mastered TikTok yet. So, but yeah, I do wonder too, if because YouTube is not making money off of me, if that has anything to do with them not pushing out my channels. I mean, they say it's because, you know, you have to get the clicks, and you have to get the views, and you have to get the subscribers, and the view time, and things like that, in order to get pushed out, and get into that algorithm and stuff. But you know, YouTube is the one that keeps me from monetizing my channel. It's not necessarily me. I don't have 1,000 subscribers in order to be able to monetize my channel if I wanted to. So, you know, what is that? Me either. Oh, to you, you know, I can't tell you how many people have even suggested to me, why don't you monetize your channel? Why don't you post your Cash App? Why don't you sell your crafts? My kids ask me that question. Why don't you sell those beautiful wreaths that you make and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, I'm just not good at selling myself either. I don't, and of course, you know, one of the downfalls to having an Etsy channel, or an Etsy channel, you know, an Etsy store and that kind of stuff, is postal shipping and handling. Shit is ridiculously outrageous. I have paid more for stuff on Etsy to be shipped than what I'm buying costs. And the cost for me to like ship one of my wreaths that I make is ungodly. It's ridiculous. A lot of people do it, but well, and another thing about me is I hate to pay big tech. I really do. I hate to have to pay big tech. So, you know, you got the post office and you've got what, UPS and FedEx and all that makes a fucking killing, you know. You got YouTube who makes a fucking killing off people. And you know, I'm too poor to pay. I'm too poor to pay big tech. You know, and like I said, I hate paying them. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the postal service. I mean, it's God. I remember the good old days when it cost 10 cents for a stamp. Nowadays, I don't even know how much a stamp costs. I know they're what 30. They're like what 40, 50 cents now. I haven't bought a stamp in a long time, so. But I know the last time I did buy one, they were pretty expensive, and when I've had to ship stuff to my daughter for Christmas, my God, it cost me more to ship it than what was in the box, you know, of stuff that I sent. No, 62 cents. They just went up again today. They did. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, 62 cents to write a letter. Wow. That's insane. Of course, I mean, you know, we got to consider that you know, like the mail carriers and UPS and FedEx and all that stuff, you know, you got to pay the workers. You got to pay for the gas that goes in these vehicles and stuff. And you know, gas has gone up and stuff now. But you know what? I found out that back when gas was at its cheapest, um, you know, when Trump was still in office and gas was at its cheapest, and then when Biden, you know, became president and all the, you know, COVID and this war and all this stuff and everything caused gas to go up, I found out that UPS and FedEx and all these, the postal service actually increased their prices before gas went up. Well, yeah, everything's gone up. It's insanity. You sent 2 packages to Pam and her post office sucks so bad I was shocked and ended up reporting to the main office. It would be all over the news when the price of stamps was going up. Now they just spring it on you. Oh, I know. I mean, the last time I mailed some stuff, and that was when I mailed some stuff to my daughter for Christmas, to Virginia Beach, and I tried not to be ugly to the postal guy, you know, working behind the counter, and I know it's not his fault, but I was like, dude, do you know this is fucking highway robbery? This is ridiculous. This is, you know, bless their hearts, they're the ones that receive the brunt of the rage from us people, and it's not their fault, you know. And but yeah, I was going off on that poor postal worker. Those were shipped direct from companies. There was no reason for what her post office did. Oh, okay. Yeah, I you know what's stupid? Before I moved here to this property that I live on privately owned property. Um Now, and the owners, I mean, they lived here too, but they've now since moved back to Texas. So it's just me and my other friend who live here by ourselves, and we watch after the property and everything. And I use Cash App and we pay our rent every month and all that. So now I'm able to get stuff shipped directly to me here at the here at the house, here at the property. um I have to walk down there and get it off their porch and get it off their mail or get it out of their mailbox and stuff, which is a little bit of a trot because we're on 7 acres. So or I just get in the car and my lazy ass drives down there. So but when I was living on the, when I was living in campgrounds and traveling around and stuff, I wasn't able to even get a post office box because I did not have a home address. You have to have a home address in order to get a post office box. Well, if I had a home address, then I would just get the shit sent to my home. What would I need a post office box for? Never have quite understood that. But yeah, they told me down here at the post office here in this little community that I had to have a home address in order to get a post office box. And I'm like, well, if I had a home address, I'd have my shit sent there. But I don't, it's just stupid, 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 stupid. So like I have all my important stuff, like my social security and disability and all that, all the important stuff gets sent to my ex-mother-in-law's house. My oldest daughter's grandmother, because they lived in there where they live for 50, 100 years and they're not going anywhere. So I get the important stuff sent there. I didn't I've been here now in March. It'll be 3 years that I've been here at this property, because I think I've told y'all before, when COVID hit and they started shutting all the campgrounds down, not just here in Arkansas, but all over the country, people who lived on the road and traveled and stuff and lived in campers and RVs and stuff all had to either go back home, if they had a home to go back to, or they had to find privately owned campgrounds or privately owned property that people would let them live on. Okay, so homeless means nothing according to exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But we all had to find somewhere to go, somewhere, and found this place, and of course the other friends of mine that I camped with you know, in the wintertime, um, moved out here as well, but they're all gone now. And it's just me and my friend Michael, who live here now. And like I said, the owners, the grandparents who owned the property died, and the property went to the son, uh, grandson, who lived here with them, and you know, helped maintain the property and everything. So but they've gone back to Texas for work, because you know, jobs and things just weren't working out here in Arkansas, so they're down there working. And you know, I stay here and look after the property and get their mail and all that good stuff, you know. And I didn't go back to traveling and moving around, just because after COVID, you know, I didn't we just never knew from one day to the next what was going to happen, and we still don't know. um Seems like our government gets shut down every year, no matter who the damn president is. Our government gets shut down, and when you do a government shutdown, that shuts down all the state parks and Army Corps parks and campgrounds, and you know, places that like that people go to. And we've all had to up and had 24 hours to vacate campgrounds because of a government shutdown. That happened like 3 times during my years of since I've been living in an RV. That happened 3 different times. Now, the government shutdown that happened when Trump was in office, though, Trump didn't issue a full shutdown. He only issued a partial shutdown. So therefore, the like state parks and campgrounds and stuff like that didn't get shut down. So we didn't end up having to leave, but we were all on edge, you know, about whether or not we were going to have to leave or not. And we didn't find out that we weren't going to have to leave till, I mean, right when it happened. So yeah, feel like a number, especially for the price they charge for a post office box these days. Yeah, I know, they are quite expensive for a little bitty tiny metal box. Yeah. It's, yeah, it's ridiculous how much it costs for a post office box. So, but yeah, I get, you know, all my packages and stuff that I order from online and whatnot, you know, they get sent here to me at the house. But all my important stuff is set up to where it goes to my ex-mother-in-law's house, because I never intended on staying here as long as I did, as long as I have. But I'm glad I've had, you know, this place here to stay, and you know, not have to move around and travel around every couple of weeks, because this sucker's got a 440 in it with a 4-barrel Eldebrock, and it eats some gas. It'll take me $20 to get out of the damn driveway in this thing. This got a huge engine. My car, however, is a 4-cylinder. So I don't cost near as much in gas. I need to be sacked out with these cats. They're all laying here like without a damn care in the world. Just passed out. Looks like Jonestown the morning after. Baby Summer, come here. Can you say hi to everybody? They all got to see your video. Baby Summer, you're so sweet. Well, y'all, I think I'm going to get off here. I've rambled for almost 2.5 hours, and I'm glad y'all all came and listened to me ramble, and discuss this all with me and listen to me, and about how I was feeling and all, and I want y'all to know that I really do appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the audience that I do have, and the good people that come into my chat. I don't want all those trollers in here, but yeah, I am sidelines. I feel better. Like I said, it's just a daily battle, But like I said, thank you all for coming and listening to me ramble and talk and vent and whatnot. And I'll be talking to y'all again soon. Things have slowed down with the Idaho 4. A bunch of gag orders have been issued and stuff, and so no one can talk about the case or give any information out about the case and stuff. The mainstream media, though, has been putting out a bunch of lies. They're getting caught and they're getting busted putting out straight up lies. And then people have to come back and say, hey, we never said that. We didn't give them this information. People.com, People magazine recently put out that Brian Kohlberger had ate twice at the Mad Greek, and that he had ordered vegan pizza and stuff. And the Mad Greek has had to come out and say, we never told y'all that. No employee has talked to y'all and told y'all that. So now you've got mainstream media out here making shit up for clicks and views and to sell magazines and stuff. I don't know what's going on with these people. I still think Brian had some kind of contact with them somewhere, somehow. But there's been a gag order issued in that case, so there's just not a whole lot more to talk about right now and stuff until the court hearings and all that get started kicking. And the Blue Roland case here in Arkansas, in Morrow, Arkansas, I do plan on covering that case as soon as they get started going to court and making court appearances and things like that. There's, of course, new cases and stuff. Athena Brownfield, Madalena Kojakari. You've got the Alex Murdaugh trial going on. The Alex Murdaugh trial, I've not had any interest in that. So it's not a case that I'm covering or interested in covering. Don't even know a whole lot about it, and what all the details are in that case. There's also that what's her name? I think the husband that just killed his wife, or something. I know her name starts with an A. That's been a big case. But nothing that's been of real major interest to me, and that might sound tacky for me to say. Of course, I'm want any of these children that are missing or have been, that are deceased or whatever, want their cases solved, and whoever hurt them to go to jail and whatnot. But none of it's hard. It's like I said, it's hard to move on and to start covering a new case when it's just these people are just sitting in jail, and you're just waiting on them to start making court appearances and going to trial and stuff. I've got a whole list of cases. Ann Walsh, yes. I've got a whole list of cases that I'm waiting for people to go to trial and all that. Ethan Crumley's parents, waiting on them to go to trial, and Gloria Williams and her boyfriend down in Houston, Texas, and this new Blue Roland case. All these people sitting in jail waiting for something to happen. And of course, we are still waiting for some new information or something to be done in the Summer Wells case. I made a video last night that I directed. For all intents and purposes, I made for Dawn and Candace. I wanted them to understand, what my questions, what my own personal questions are, and my own issues with them and their story and what happened to Summer. Because I wanted them to understand. Yes, I'm talking about Big Summer. Little Summer just meowed. But until something changes in that case, then what more is there to talk about, other than to rehash everything that's been rehashed 500,000, 100 jillion zillion times, and all the money and revenue that's been made off of channels talking about that case is, I can only imagine how much money and revenue has been made off that child. It's sad, and we're still at square one. We still have absolutely no answers as to what happened to Summer Wells. There's been no arrest. Nothing has happened. And I tell you, that is one case that I am at my wit's end about, and I don't know who to strangle first. Yeah, we are no closer now than we were on day one, and I am at the point that I want to strangle somebody, choke somebody, to do something, I just don't know who to choke. You know, I mean, Ronnie Lawson, TBI, Don and Candace themselves. You know, I don't, but I, I do. I just want to choke the living shit out of somebody to get something done, and somebody find that child and do something. I'm telling y'all, I've been, you know, covering and following the John Benet Ramsey case since the day it happened. And y'all don't want to be here 25 years from now, still wondering what happened to Summer Wells. Trust me, you don't. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And we have no resolution in John Benet Ramsey's case. No more than we have any resolution right now with Summer Wells' case. And like I said, y'all just don't want to be here as news reporters and content creators and in true crime and stuff, still wondering what happened to Summer Wells. It's sad. It's really, really sad. But thank you all for coming in. Candace was literally the last one responsible for her. Yes, absolutely. And that's nothing personal. That's just that is standard investigation. The last person to see the victim is always the first suspect. The first witness is always the first suspect. When it comes to a child, the parents are always the first suspect. When it comes to an individual man or woman, the significant other or the spouse is always the first suspect. So, you know, it's nothing personal. This is routine true crime investigation 101. So, but you all, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm fixing to take a break and scrounge me up something to eat. Because I haven't done nothing but snack all day. So I need to fix me an actual meal. But everyone have a wonderful day. And please, please go out there and be the change that you wish to see in this world. As Michael Jackson said, it starts with the man in the mirror. Peace out, everybody.
Hey y'all, this is Ella from the Rudy Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. If you love all things true crime, then please hit the subscribe button down below and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And please give us a thumbs up because you're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of our hospitality. True crime, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back.